What's up, YouTube? It is I, the faithful leader of the Nerds of the Round Table. Today we're not even round or triangular or quadrilateral. I know that's bigger than a triangle, don't question me. Today we are a line. Today we have one person with us, and that person is my good friend, Max.
Hello.
Max, Max, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good. I'm rather bored, but
So, Max has never been on the podcast before. I'm almost positive he's never listened to anything on my podcast before. Dick. So, I thought we would start off with a jumping off point. And Max, did you hear about the new iPhone story? I don't know why I keep talking about the iPhone on the podcast, but it's just the timing of it is so dead on.
okay. I have not, and it might be cheesy to break off into a tangent about it, but nevertheless, go ahead.
Well, apparently, Apple was denying that the iPhone that they're trying to sue back from Gizmodo was really their iPhone. It was like a cheap Chinese knockoff. But it had an Apple logo on the back, it had a serial number, it had everything, kind of constituted as, but there was only one, so it couldn't be proved. Last week in Vietnam, or another Asian country that I'm not aware of the name of, maybe it was Tibet actually.
Well,
Wait, Tibet's cut off from this.
was it?
Right?
Do you know if it was on the peninsula? Do you know if it was closer to China? Was it an island off the coast of China? Was it something?
All I'm aware of is that it was an Asian country. I believe
that
it was
narrows it
Vietnam.
down.
They found a. Yeah.
It could be Laos. It could be Thailand. It could be India. It could be China. It could be North Korea or South Korea. It could be Japan. It could be Taiwan, even though that's an extension of China.
Okay, your time embarrassing me is over. So anyway,
Mental scarring.
basically they found another iPhone there. So some other idiot got drunk in a bar in Vietnam who works for Apple and left his iPhone there. It's like a Cinderella story, you know?
How many people have to get drunk and leave products all over the world? 'Cause
There's got to be like
I want
an
to
Alcoholics
join
Anonymous
that.
just for like Microsoft and Apple. Together.
I have to figure out where these job applications are. I want to apply. That'd be great.
Actually, I heard a story that there's a test online, a legitimate test from Microsoft that you can take, and if you get a certain score on it, they will immediately hire you. Like, it's a test that basically is for tech services, and again, I could be talking out of my ass here, this could be complete bullshit, but I heard a story that a guy took it, and he got the exact right amount, and he took it as a complete and utter joke. Now, this guy was like a big internet guy, he was really into he's a editing. He works in an editing studio down in Texas. That's how I know. But what is that noise?
Headphones out of the microwave.
What?
You could probably tell that I'm eccentric by now. Good.
Well, if you weren't eccentric, you wouldn't be
Oh,
interesting.
that's true.
I mean, if you were boring, would we want you here? No, I would kick you in the head, and then I would say, "Fuck you!" Now I'd pogo stick. Moving right along. But anyway, basically he got the exact score you need to get the test, and they offered to hire him. They actually offered him a lot of money, but he already had a job and he did it as a joke, so he was like, no. And then he had almost everybody else in his company do it. He has 10 guys in his company. Every single one of them got in, except for one, and who did it drunk on a dare. Again, we're back to the drinking thing.
I know it.
I think Apple is pushing its employees so far in their work, they actually have to resort to meth and coke and alcohol just to kind of be relaxed. It's got to be funny on their end, really.
Must be
when
stressful.
you think about it. No, yeah, it's got to be stressful. But then they get to the bar, and the bartender sees them. They're like, "Oh shit, Apple employees," and they just break out the Jaeger. You know that's happened somewhere, some way. That's happened.
I'd love to see what the Apple Store looks like after hours. Then this would be awesome.
All right, so let's get off on another tangent. Max, I would love for you to start one. What is something new in your world lately?
Well, finished an AP test. Wasn't really fun. Was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Still half asleep from it.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. I really do. You did a project on eugenics, so you know.
I don't.
Just,
I didn't do a project
you know,
on eugenics.
Or you did a research paper
No.
on eugenics.
No,
did?
I know about eugenics, but I don't. I didn't do a research paper on eugenics. I'm not a neo-Nazi.
No, I meant eugenics with the ACT.
Not really.
Do you know about that then?
I know about the history of the ACT and how it is steeped in the eugenics movement, but I didn't do a report on it. No, my research paper was on the inadequacy of the American school system and other theories that could possibly remedy the rapidly atrophying American grade point average international score.
Those were a lot of big words.
I try, maybe ineffectively, but I try.
So do we want to talk about that?
Probably not. It would bore the hell out of anyone who's listening.
Hey, anybody who's listening has already lowered themselves to the standard of listening to my YouTube channel. Do you think they really care what we're talking about? We are ambient noise to them, so that they can do something or have something going in the background since their radio broke. Or, well, actually, they could probably just go to anyrandomradiostation.com. So nobody's watching this. So go ahead.
No, honestly.
Go.
No, really.
Go.
I think the eugenics thing is more interesting.
Go.
I could just let's see. I do have some random junk around here.
So why don't we at least explain what we're talking about so people don't think we're complete and utter weirdos. Basically, I'll start off and then you can finish. What's happened was there was a man who is very involved in the eugenics movement who helped to create some tests to weed out certain individuals, almost like Nazis would. And these tests became the SAT and ACT.
Not necessarily like that. It was used. It was also used as a racial discriminator. It was used to it was used as subject. It was used to prove or attempt to prove that blacks and other ethnic groups were inferior to whites based on bogus rigged tests that very few of those particular culture groups would know about, such as baseball questions, football questions, and other questions that required higher levels of education that only whites had access to at the time. So
basically, we learned that all white people are dumb, because at the time they thought, "Hey, let's be fascist stylists. Let's believe in the eugenics movement, or at least most of Germany, or not most of Germany. I shouldn't talk out of my ass.
What kind of
like
dictionary of theories is this? Doesn't even have Mimathekani in it. Lame. Mimathekani is Greek. Dictionary of Theories is a book that I have on my bookshelf. I was looking through Mendel's law and fundamental disequilibrium and stuff, and it wasn't. And while I was sifting through the M section, I noticed that Mimathekani, as advocated by Plato and Aristotle, was not there, and I'm very disappointed. Anyway, moving on.
God, I love your eccentricities, man. Like, I don't even understand a word you said. I get the general basis of it, but it's still interesting to hear.
It's like a small child. It's like a small child with a strobe light. Ooh, pretty colors.
I actually have a strobe light. I was brought up. That was my overhead
baby strobe nightlight.
So yeah, so I
excellent.
had a bunch of seizures. Top score.
It's like physical pinball.
All right, so that's worse than physical pinball. You want to know why? Because you're the ball, not the pins.
wait, he's seizing out the door. I have to push him back in. Never mind. Anyway,
wait, what?
Continuing.
Alright, let's
well, we've been talking about random crap so far, so I think we're on the right track.
Yeah, of course. I mean, people don't tune in for this for normal things. And by normal things, I mean Lady Gaga and anything modern or anything that is pop culture. Oh, actually, I had a really interesting conversation the other day with he hasn't been on the podcast yet. He will eventually, though. Josh. So basically, our conversation was who's gonna get remembered. Like